See, you didn't get rid of me that easy. Back today, or home today. Not sure for how long. Crunch time is tomorrow, when all the stuff they've done so far is gathered together in a big file, and ponderous heads will make big decisions, and we'll see what happens from there. In the meantime, just enjoy. Been here before. Yeah, here's a funny thing. It always grows back. Have it cut short, have it fall out, burn it. It always comes back. Well, 95% of the time. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that sort of stuff today. Bit fed up with that. I'm going to show you a photograph, and you're going to think, what on earth is this old codger showing us such a boring photo? Well, I might be able to make it a bit less boring for you. The picture was taken in 1950 or 51. I'm in it. Middle row, second from the right as you look at it. And you'll be thinking, well, it's a lot of tatty old school kids in black and white, ugly as sin, and we were ugly as sin. But it was very hard to maintain any sort of presence in the world under the circumstances. So the photograph I'm showing you is really not just a photograph. It's an indication of youth. Not as it is today, where they yell and scream over everything, but as it was then, when we were always hungry. Rationing had another 3 years to go. I can't ever remember a time when I wasn't hungry, and all the others. No sweets, no biscuits, just simple rations. If you're lucky, a bit of cocoa to have in a drink at night. Anyway, we got through it. I'd like to do the same to a lot of the children today, and just see how they cope. The rotten little... No, I'm not allowed to say that, not allowed to get angry. So, the little darlings, see how they would survive today. Now, in that photograph, there's a couple of people that I've spoken about before. There's bottom extreme left as you look at it. Simmons, Trevor Simmons. He was the one that got blown up with a hand grenade that he'd half-inched off when scrabbling around in the old ammunition dump near our primary school. It was a Canadian dump and not cleaned up too well, but I've told you all that stuff before. And on the extreme left again, top row, Chris Travis, playing on the bomb site. The only bit left standing was the old brick chimney, but then it wasn't standing anymore. It was on top of Chris, and he was very dead. So they're there. I think fifth from the right back row, there's a pretty little girl who looks as if she's wearing braces. That's my first girlfriend. So long ago. My God, she'd be 73 now. No wonder I've never went to a reunion. She had one annoying habit. She was always straightening my tie. I don't know why, but in recess in a primary school, boys went that way and girls went that way. There were two split down the playground. she would come across looking. She was like a bloodhound on the scent. And of course, first thing she did, when I was cornered, was straighten my tie and then tell me off a bit. Now, again, the top row, second in from the right, that girl has also been in one of my comments. Faith Grant. She didn't like me from day one. And I think she thought I was a bit of a barbarian. And she's the girl I met on the beach, or in a bar on a beach in Nuku'alofa a good 30 odd years later. Now, the kids in that photograph aren't all village kids. A lot of them were born right at the end of the war in London, and then the B1s and B2s started raining down and they got sent to the country. And this is going to be bright, I think. Yeah, but never mind. The sad situation was that at least 10 or 11 of those kids couldn't go home. It had gone. Mother was dead, father was killed in the army overseas. Probably most of the relatives, if they lived in London, were dead. So the village women took them on, especially those who had been married at 19 and widowed at 20, and a few of the others. And they were happy, they grew up happy. There were no sad tales. The clothes, as I think I said once before, not one of them was new or originally belonged to the child that was wearing it. It all came from ragbags or Salvation Army. That's why most of it didn't fit. But we got through it. Everybody got through it. The adults were marvellous. We didn't know we were deprived because they made life so happy for us. It's only in later years that woke up to the fact of what's going on. Anyway, I just wanted to tell that story today. As I said, crunch time tomorrow. I know that either the current problem or the old cardiac problem is going to have me back inside those dreaded walls very soon. Probably before Christmas. But let's all keep our fingers crossed, eh? That might be after Christmas. Tomorrow I want to tell some more funny stories. Plenty of them, too much gloom and doom around. Some story where I don't lose my temper again. Now I'm sorry it was so boring, but I had a lot of time for reflection over the last 3 weeks. And that photograph, which I hadn't bothered to look at, gets you wondering, doesn't it, when you're in funny situations. But I promise tomorrow or the next day, it depends on what happens tomorrow, that we'll start having some fun again. In the meantime, have a magnificent day, my friends.